guys, Barbara here. Welcome to the EP version or extended play version of The Bear Pantry Show. First, I want to extend a warm welcome to all my new viewers and subscribers. Let me tell you briefly what the channel is about. It's pretty much about recipes. So on Mondays, I upload a 5 to 8 minute video on just a recipe. And recently, as recent as 6 weeks ago, I started to upload this longer version, which I call the EP version. I want it to be more like a variety show. So if you don't know already, I have a review channel where I upload videos of stuff that I review. I don't upload consistently there because I don't always have something to review. So now I'm starting to put my reviews here at this longer version of the show. But if I find that the review needs to be by itself, I'll rip it out of here and edit it a little bit differently and still put it at my review channel. Okay, so I haven't abandoned that channel. So having said all of this, I want to review something right now. Recently, my son Jory bought me a sound box for me to record my voiceovers. I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of YouTubers will do voiceovers and maybe they don't tell you, but I always tell you guys what I do behind the scenes. So I have this mic right here. This is the blue mic. It says it here. You can't see it because of this pop filter. Incidentally, my husband Joe had a channel and he did about 3 popular videos at the channel. One of them was this. He made this from scratch for me, so I didn't have to buy the pop filter or the windscreen protector. So I might pop that in here in this video today to show you guys how that was done. But what I want to review is the sound box that Jory bought for me, because a lot of the times when I'm doing my voiceovers, I'm doing it from my bedroom, and a lot of the sounds around the house will get into my recording and I have to stop and start all over again. So at first I was asking my husband Joe to build me a sound booth in a closet that I have right here. I'll show you guys. But he says the closet is just too small for me to go in there. I would probably have to stand and I wouldn't be able to sit in the closet. But to me it was just perfect for a booth because it was easy to just buy the materials and make it. Maybe I'll convince him eventually. But in the meantime, Jory bought me this sound box. And what I'm going to do is show a snippet of a video that we did that I did not upload because the recipe didn't come out good. Jada had seasoned some meat to make a meatloaf, but instead of baking it, we put it in the electric skillet and it didn't come out good at all, so I didn't show it. So I might just do like a scripted voiceover on that without the sound box, but I'm going to be using this mic to talk into, of course, to record into the computer. And I'll try to recreate all the sounds that happen in the house that really bugs me, where I have to start over, like that, the dogs barking, you know, and Joe mixing his teacup over here in the kitchen or yawning over there in the living room, the kids coming out of their rooms and going into the bathroom, you hear the bathroom door, you hear the toilet seat go down. I mean, I'm going to try to recreate all those sounds without the sound box and then with the sound box, but using the same script over the same clip. At least that's how I see it in my brain. So let's go into my room so we can start recording. All right, guys, so see what Jada's doing with this ground beef. She is actually going to make meatloaf for us. She diced up some onions and some jalapenos. And then she's just going to make sure that it's well incorporated. This is a recipe that you guys can actually use. I'm trying to do this as a tutorial to let you guys listen to what's going on in the background, of course, but this is a recipe you can use. So some cayenne pepper, and she's going to make sure that it's well incorporated, and then some more cayenne pepper. This girl loves pepper. Some salt, of course, and then she's going to make sure it's well incorporated. All right, so now she's adding more salt, and then of course she's going to have to add black pepper. And look what she adds after this, guys. She's actually gonna put some chili. I'm telling you, not everybody can eat Jada's meatloaf, okay? Because it is so spicy, but it is so good at the same time. So she's just gonna add an egg now. And then next, she's just gonna make sure she mixes this in really, really well. And then she's gonna go on ahead and form this into an actual loaf. But for this one, she's going to make it into like a dome because we're going to do it in the electric skillet. So I'm going to set it here to like 250, grease it a little bit, just brush some grease in here. And then we put the meatloaf in. And I'm telling you guys, you didn't see this at the site because basically this thing right here did not come out good. But you can actually do this recipe and you can bake it in a loaf pan and you will have an awesome meatloaf. Just don't cook it in electric skillet because I still have not figured out yet. This is brown sugar, mustard, and ketchup that she's making for her topping. Just an awesome topping that she is doing here. And this thing would bake for a long time in the oven, okay? Till it's done. You don't want it to be pink inside. But let me show you what happened. The meatloaf fell apart and it actually burned on the bottom. Now take a look at all the ruckus that was going on in the living room and kitchen while I was using the song box in the bedroom. Alright guys, so now let's move on into what I do best, which is a recipe. Jory, are you okay with being on camera? You're pretty enough? You're pretty enough to be on camera?
Go, Jory.
You're pretty enough to be on camera, right? Okay. Hey guys, so Jada and I are in the kitchen today. We're gonna make some type of enchiladas. Look, this is the sauce part of it right here. Man, I had to search for these things at the store. They're called tomatillos. I didn't think I was gonna find them in a skin like this. So you have to open up the skin. It gets really, really sticky. It's really super sticky right here. Throw that out. So you need a few of these, 4 or 5 of these. And the right way to say them is, Jada?
Tomatillo.
So onion, this is a whole onion. 3 serrano peppers. See, I'm talking with my Spanish accent today. I know a little bit of Spanish, guys. You can't put one over on me. So Jada's at the stove heating up my olive oil skillet. My skillet with olive oil. And I'm going to rinse these off, rinse off the peppers. We're going to toss all of that in the skillet right now. We're going to cook them until they're charred. And then we're going to see what we do next. When cooking the tomatillos, onions, and peppers, you kind of want to stay here and get it done because you don't want to walk away and come back and find them burnt because then your sauce is going to taste burnt. It's just time to get these out. Don't even clean the pan, okay? Because we're going to fry the tortillas in this pan right here. Jada's going to take care of frying the tortillas for me while I blend up my little sauce here. Did y'all notice that the only blender I have left is the NutriBullet? I'm telling you, this stuff is built to last. I also have the Magic Bullet, but I like using the NutriBullet for vegetables and stuff. The only thing is the canister is really small, so you kind of have to do it in increments, but that's okay. You know, we can still get it done. So what are you doing, Jada? Just frying, right?
Yeah.
Jada just frying them. And then we're going to move over to the counter and roll off these enchiladas. Go, mommy. Go, mommy. All right, so I can't be goofing off with you guys because we have to roll off these enchiladas, okay? The sauce, though. So I'm going to hit the sauce with some salt. No pepper because the serrano peppers are enough. And we're going to start rolling. So what I'm doing here is just grating some pepper jack cheese. I'm going to use pepper jack and mozzarella, but mozzarella slices on this. Jada's still working hard over there for me. Oh my God, I'm so glad to have her do this for me today though. This is our sauce, our green sauce. To this, we're going to add some sour cream, okay? It's a big old dollop right there. Let's get this worked in. Steal your plate. I'll get you another one. You guys see this? I'm gonna set it this way better. Get some of the bottom ones that are not as hot. So pretty much this is what I'm gonna do is just roll them off, okay? And set them in the casserole dish. And then when we come back, I'm gonna show you the topping that we're gonna do. So we got quite a bit, guys, about at least 24. So now let me pour my green sauce on top. It smells fantastic already, okay? You're gonna love these enchiladas because this green sauce is so different. It's so tart. So here comes the pepper jack, the grated pepper jack, and just dress it all over the top. Of course, if you have trouble with dairy, you know, you're gonna suffer if you eat this, but you know, take one. You know, that's what I do. I just take one. So now let me go ahead and lay my mozzarella slices on top. So this is just gonna like, I've cut them now to make them fit perfectly. You don't have to, you know, they can lap over each other, but you know, sometimes I get real crazy but wanting things to look aesthetically pleasing. So here we go, I'm filling the spots. And then now I'm gonna put them in my preheated oven and just let it go until the cheeses are all melted. And then put it on my cooling rack. You notice my cooling rack? The egg crate. You guys know I use what I have here, right? I only have one wire cooling rack. It's in use right now with something else Jada's making on the side. So just put it on the egg crate. Look, slow-mo, slow-mo. Oh my God. Awesome though. Let's get another piece out. I want to see the slow-mo again. Look, see? Oh, this is so fantastic though. You guys are gonna love this. So what do you think, Joe?
Good.
You like it? Mm-hmm. Did you taste it, Jay?
Yeah, it's bomb.
Okay, guys. Yes. So this is the cooking or food segment of this show. So let's move on into something else exciting. And now, as promised, I'm gonna show you the tutorial on how Joe made this windscreen protector pop filter for me, okay?
It's to take away the popping sound. You know, when you talk and you say the word P, you got that popping sound. With this screen gonna be over the mic, it's gonna take away the sound. So let's get started.
I want you guys to know that this is the blue snowball mic, and of course the color is just pink, but it's the blue snowball mic that he's gonna put the windscreen for. And the more common name for windscreen is pop screen or pop filter. But when I went to school for broadcasting, the official name was windscreen, so that's why I'm kind of still stuck on that. And I asked Joe to make it for me, even though you can buy it off the internet, I'm sure for like less than 30 bucks. I want him to make it from scratch because I really appreciate things when he makes them for me.
Let's get started.
So what's this thing here?
It's
called hoopla. Yeah, embroidery hoop and frame.
Okay, we're going to use a piece of stocking. The same stocking we used to make the flowers. It's the same thing we're going to put on the windscreen.
So you had some leftovers?
I got some leftovers.
So if not, they would just go buy like a pair of pantyhose?
Right, okay. A pair of pantyhose and start with that. So first thing now, we got to cut the piece off here.
This is one of the legs?
Yeah, what's the one of the legs? Cut this piece.
All right, so if you guys are doing the pantyhose, just cut off one of the legs. So he's cutting the toe right now off of the stocking or the pantyhose.
And then we got to split it here straight down the middle. You got to make sure that it's...
So you have to be gentle with this part, right?
Huh?
You have to be gentle so you don't snag it, right?
Right.
Okay. Right, so I'm serving a purpose, guys. I'm actually helping. And Joe, by the way, I noticed that you have two of the rings here. Do they need two?
Two rings?
Yeah, you have two here in front of you. Are we gonna need two?
No, we're gonna need one.
So why do we have two?
Because the reason why I have two, I steal the nuts off this one.
The nut off of this one?
Right.
So what happens if they have a nut lying around the house, then they don't need to buy two?
No.
All right, so did you guys get that? He bought two of these hoopla rings, and they're like $2 a piece at Walmart, but it's because he wanted to steal the nut off of this one because he's gonna need it to make the actual thing. But if you have nuts lying around the house like most people do, you don't have to. We just don't know where to find anything in the garage.
The garage is junky. Okay, now, so let's get started. We're gonna loosen this
Unscrew
up
the nut, right?
and pop this out.
So this is the middle, all right.
Pop that out. And let's make sure that I'm doing it right. So
We're gonna put the pantyhose over the middle or the outside?
on the outside.
On the outside, so then we have to insert the middle?
Right.
Okay, so at this point, you're gonna have to enlist help because you're gonna have to stretch the nylon, okay?
Okay, so now we gotta
Fold it.
fold it this way.
So you just fold it in half?
You fold it in half, just make sure you...
How many people are we gonna need?
I don't know yet.
Okay, get it started, then I'll help stretch.
Hold it there.
Where do you want me to hold it at?
Stretch.
On my end? On
Stretch.
here?
Yeah, stretch it.
Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. Okay, I'm stretching. So you doubled it then, right?
Yeah, you gotta double it.
So who's gonna put the insert? Me?
Stretch, you gotta stretch this in right here.
Do we need a third person, Joel? Sandhill Boy, do we need a third person?
Let's see right now.
So we have a third person.
Okay, just stretch it in. Okay, we get it.
Can you get in?
Okay, now that we got it, we gotta take
Tighten
out
it?
all the
Well, do we have to screw on back the nut to tighten it? Okay.
Okay.
Alright, so show that. Show that.
Let's tighten up a little bit. And now that we got it, okay, we're gonna take it all the,
Take out the slack.
let's take out the slocks, you just keep pulling.
Okay, so you want to kind of pull it tight, like, I guess like a drum, huh, Joe?
Like a drum. It's almost the same concept to how we do the flowers. You gotta tighten it up.
It's true, huh?
See how it's getting there.
Let me beat it. Yeah, that's only.
Keep pulling it, keep pulling it.
And of course, these rings come in like brown, and you can use black pantyhose or tights. I see a lot of people do that because it looks more professional, but this is my own thing here. This is what I do my voiceovers with when I'm editing the cooking show. And so I don't care. I love bright colors. They make me happy. And so I don't care that these are blue or green or whatever color. And I want the pantyhose to be a bright color too. So what do you do after this, Joe? You just go
Tighten it
ahead
up and
and
then trim it.
trim it? Alrighty, so let me let you get to trimming.
If you can see, I have one that I did this morning. When I just tighten it, then I trim it off right here. So trim off all the excess. And
I like that this is green and pink. I like the contrast.
So I do a pink one because she want a pink one
To go
also.
with my pink, my.
So now we got everything ready.
And pink's not even my favorite color. I just like it in this microphone.
Tighten it real tight how we want it. Okay.
So you have the one nut that comes with the thing there, right?
Remember,
All right. So what is this right here
remember the nut that I take off the outer rings right here?
that he stole?
I'll take that off because I'm going to use that on this end. So I cut a piece to get a clothes hanger, and I cut it a piece and bend it. So what we're going to do here now, we're going to take this.
So what Joy's doing is making somewhat of a stand or some legs
Right.
so we can attach it to my blue mic. So my blue mic's never going to be without its windscreen or pop filter after this. And the hardest thing for him to find was the clothes hanger wire and stuff. And the tying wire doesn't work. And we don't have these wire hangers anymore around the house, and we don't do dry cleaning. So if you have dry cleaning, save it to clean out the drain in your bathroom and to do stuff like this, okay?
Okay, now see, I bend it, put a little thing right here, bend it down like that, put it on here.
And by the way, he had this set of thing right here, key type hose clamp assortment.
Hose clamp.
It's kind of like it's a hose like a C-clamp, right? But
not a C-clamp,
it's not a
it's a
C, but it's for
hose
hose.
clamp.
But it has these ones where you can turn it with your finger, so those are better. But he had that in the garage. He was able to find that though.
Okay, now see, I bend it, put a little thing right here, bend it down like that, put it on here, and I'm gonna screw it up.
Okay, so that's why you need the next nut, right?
Right.
Okay.
If you got nut hanging around, then you could, but I couldn't find none, so I just take it out the other. Okay. And you can pick up those stuff at the hardware store, Walmart.
How much is this if they had to go buy this? Because we kind of had this around the house, right?
I had it around the house, but I bought at the Harbor Freight.
Uh-huh.
I think it's like
$4 or $5?
$4.89. Yeah,
Like $5 for a whole pack, though, okay? And you only need one
You got a
to
different
do the
size.
project. So far it's like $2 for the ring. So and we got 2 rings, so it's $4 right there.
And
If you had the nut, then it would be $2.
if you could see, I take one of the
hose
hose
clamp?
clamp, and I put it right here. And what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna slide it up in here like that. So it's open a little bit more.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, now
Yay.
see. Put it to where you want it.
You turn it this way, Joe, so we can see the height and everything of the camera.
And then you just tighten up on the
With your fingers, right?
with your finger, see?
Will it stay?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
And there's a screen.
It's pretty cool.
And you can come and talk it now if you want to.
Of course, this is not going to be convincing to you guys until we do an actual audio test. So I recorded a line a little bit earlier before he put the screen on. And you can hear the, whenever your P's and your B's and your K's and your C's explode, the official name for it is called plosives. And so you can hear all the plosives in the sentence that I did without the windscreen. And then I'm gonna do another sentence for you guys, the same sentence, with the same letters and consonants and stuff, so you can hear it with the windscreen. And then you guys be the judge, okay? And you can hear it a lot if you wear headphones. If you wear headphones, you can hear it.
So now you ain't gonna have no
plosives.
plosive.
It's gorgeous, I
So
love
we're
it.
all ready to go.
All right, Joe.
So folks, thank you for watching. Until I see you guys again, take care.
You're gonna ask them to subscribe?
Oh, and please subscribe.
Like
and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
And
Please like and please subscribe.
please like and please subscribe. Until I see you guys again, take care.
So this is a windscreen, or commonly known as a pop filter. All right, guys, so I always try to end the show with a little tip. For today's tip, I'm going to show you how to tie your shoelaces. Very interesting. So you guys know normally first you have to like put that first knot, right? And then in America, they teach the kids to do like bunny ears or something. And you go through something like that. I don't know how to really tie like that. It's kind of hard for me. So in Belize, they teach you have this one first. And then you bring this one over this way, push it through the hole, and then there your laces are tied. But see, they're like any old way, right? So if you want to tie them where they're perfect, do the same thing that I just did, but instead of going this way towards yourself, go this way away from yourself. And then they'll be perfect. A beautiful older Jewish lady named Madeline taught me how to do that. My cousin Effie worked for her for many years. She became our family and we became hers, and she taught me how to make perfect bows out of my shoelaces. Alright guys, I do want to thank you from the bottom of my heart if you made it to the end of this video. Always remember that on Wednesdays the videos are going to be about 18 to 20 minutes long, and I designed it specifically like that because I do want to add all this other content in it. For the people that really appreciate it, I thank you so much. And for the others that find it too long, just go ahead and look at my Monday uploads, which are only 5 to 8 minutes long, okay? I want to thank you guys so much for watching the show, for liking, for subscribing, for commenting, and for visiting my website and purchasing all the stuff that I sell. Until I see you guys again, take care.